Welcome, my friends, and welcome to your bi-weeklies going from July 16th to July 31st. So before I start, just a few quick announcements. Welcome to all new people to this channel, and I hope you're going to like it. So if you do, please also join Facebook, and for every share post, it's going to count like one entry toward a possibility of winning a free reading. Also, there is like 2-question offer for $45. You can check it on my website under July specials. And second special is X spread, which you can see from my X series released last week how this works. It is currently for $50. So let's start. Hi Cancer, and welcome to your bi-weeklies. So I have pre-shuffled the cards and I pulled a few cards from different decks. So what do you have? Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring, and love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Interestingly enough, the same 2 cards came out for Capricorn, but they didn't get the same thing over here. So you have totality. This is kind of like really interesting card over here, because we see here, right, these 3 women really high up in the air, right, playful, kind of free. But in order to maintain this, you have to be really alert and really interdependent. This is kind of like a trapeze act, and nobody can afford to be absent, not even for a split second, right? So I think this is the card that talks about the quality of total attentiveness to the moment, right? Like, be present, be there. And we may feel that there are too many things to do at once, but then we get bogged down in trying to do a little bit here and a little bit there, instead of like making one task at a time and getting on it, right? Or perhaps we may find the task is boring, right, for some reason, right? And this is basically warning us and telling us that developing the knack of being total in responding to whatever comes as it comes is one of the greatest gifts that you can give to yourself. Taking one step through life, one at a time, and giving each stop your full attention and energy will bring spectacularly new vitality and creativity in everything that you do. So let's see how this really relates. And happy birthday, Cancers. You have another, well, 10-11 days to go. So let's see what is this 2 weeks predicting for you. Now you have Knight of Chalices reversed. Now this could be you. This could be you kind of like feeling a little bit jealous. This could be somebody else feeling jealous. It could be something not developing fast enough. It could be a little bit of emotional strategy, aka manipulation. So it will be interesting to figure out who does that. Wow, there was some kind of like rejection or broken heart. So maybe this is kind of connecting. Somebody rejected someone, but in a way that there was like a different person that took place. So it kind of feels even double hurt, right? It's just like, it's bad enough that somebody leaves you, but somebody leaves you for somebody else. So not only that you're suffering for, you know, not having this person, but knowing that somebody else is enjoying something you're really hoping for. So Queen of Wands reversed is in your base. This is talking about maybe not feeling sexy. It's maybe talking about feeling a little bit kind of like superficial. It's maybe talking about spending too much. It's maybe talking about, again, like this could be a couple. Like, I mean, Knight of Chalices and Queen of Wands. Sort of like everything is presentation. Oh, we are so romantic. Oh, we are so great. Look how great we look. But, you know, what is this all about? Is this really making you happy? It's kind of like not really gluing together. You see, in the past, and drag into the present, it was called for temperance or some kind of moderation, some kind of balance that had to be established. And maybe this is why it is. Guys, what is the real thing here, right? Because look, this is returning basically things where they belong. So you see, 3 of Swords and 10 of Swords generally come out together, because it tells me that something has happened that you said to yourself, oh, that happened to me, he did it to me, she did it to me, while all along you knew that would happen, right? You had a nose for it, but you didn't want to believe it, because none of us wants to believe it. People tell you, oh, you know what, like, I mean, everybody says that I am such a bitch, right? But no, sweetie, you're not just so sweet. And then when she turns out to be exactly that, don't say that you have been surprised. Or when he tells you, oh, you know, I'm such a difficult person to live with. And no, sweetie, you're the sweetest, you just like didn't have the right people. Trust him, he might be very, very difficult. So this is like that feeling where we actually don't want to believe people who are telling us things about themselves. So guess who know yourself better than anybody else? You. So if somebody tells you this about themselves, something really negative, really open your ears, right? So there you go, something with you is switching. You are kind of moving forward, like slowly, kind of there is a test. You feel like you're being placed on a test. So something went backward. After all, you're Cancer, right? But something is going forward. You have been returned back to the water, and now you're like kind of like coming out slowly. Knave of Pentacles. So something is being built on a maybe really grounded level. Something is moving very, very slow, and you might actually be involved with somebody either young, who kind of like has this old soul kind of like feeling, or somebody old who kind of like comes across kind of really young. And outside influences is building something, or maybe opening door to a friendship, maybe opening door to some kind of prosperity, like, right, you see, just peeking it over. How do I jump over and how do I climb this mountain? So it's really kind of establishing yourself, feeling firm on your feet. So see, you're still romanticizing. It's normal, right? Like not everything can move forward. Like you're still thinking about something from the past. It's just like that sweet nostalgic feeling in the upper situation. But here means like, I mean, kind of like feeling stuck, right? The old gramophone, kind of like repeating the same things over and over. Maybe you're idolizing this person, right? This really is not that totality. This really isn't moving forward. This is still kind of not being alert. For alertness, you need to be right in the now. For this, you're going in the past. So the past maybe can give you a pleasure, but also can give you sadness, and so can be the future. So what happened, just if this didn't happen, this wouldn't be happening, right? Only if I did this. And this is kind of like what sometimes goes on when we're trying to kind of feel self-sorrow or something like that, right? But then we go to the place where we felt happy, where we feel like, I mean, oh, this has been taken away from us. And I don't know, guys, this is some kind of communication in the end. I have no clue how this connects. So let me go and go a little bit deeper in each category. So what was this Temperance? You have the Sun and you have the Fool. So something happened in the past that you wanted to start something kind of like in a really innocent way, or somebody kind of like went about it without real structure. It was a potential for something, that was for sure. But then what happened? Why is this Queen of Wands reversed? Wow, look, Queen of Wands, King of Wands. So somebody was involved with somebody, Yeah, the boundaries haven't been established, and this is why it was. Oh, look, I mean, this person is like so attractive, etc. Oh, well, he or she is with somebody else. Oh, that's okay. You know, I'm so fantastic. They're going to just drop their life because they just waltz in, right? We all think we are fabulous, right? So somebody was very seductive, and somebody else was really reactive to it, and there were no boundaries in that, and somebody got hurt, right? So there is this jealousy. Look, this is you guys. You are the one who want to move forward with this. You're the one who want to proceed with this. This card is saying, dust off. You shouldn't just move forward, but move away, because this is going backwards, right? Wow. And this one is going forward. So look at this, just the difference in the mode of transportation of these two knights. You have Knight of Chalices on a turtle, and Knight of Swords on an owl. So this is, of course, far more dangerous, but at least it's honest. But sometimes the truth hurts, because both of these knights are manipulators, because they are in a reverse situation. One is emotional and one is kind of verbal. So you're being told a whole bunch of things. Maybe things will move forward, that things can work out. And as I said, this looks like it did look something that has been done on a skin deep level. And some of you went into that really hoping for the best, knowing very well the dangers of that. And then you got hurt. Look, 3 of Swords, and then 3 of Cups reversed, and King of Chalices, which again, it's like, right, it's that romantic ideal. It's a great romantic person that we really want to meet, that listens to us, that is there for us, but that person is belonging to someone else, or it's maybe fictional. So this is really not a good feeling to be, but at the same time, things are going up from this point on. You see, maybe some of you are officially separating. Like Hierophant reversed means, okay, we really didn't establish these boundaries, and I kind of assume that we are both subscribing to the same conduct, right? But same rules, but we obviously didn't. So it is time to say goodbye. It's time to kind of like put an end to it, because it kind of like felt like really fairy tale wish. This is a wish card, but reversed, especially with Hierophant reversed. This is telling me that this was like that carrot and the stick that you kind of like try to convince yourself that you will catch or that you will get, but you didn't. It was like for you here and your water sign, living in the future, living in the promises of the future, but somebody who would actually really, when he or she was with you, like they made you feel really, really wonderful. And this is why you were not alert, right? Because the 10 of Swords, boy, when you get 10 swords in your back, you become alert. And that's why you got this totality card. But looks like this part is maybe the first week, and then after 23rd you're moving into a new phase. Okay, you're Cancer, still going back, but there is like something going on that's going to be very productive. So first of all, it is moving forward motion. This is again kind of like difficulty of making decision, right? So how to move forward is the key. And then you're getting Justice, which is one of my karma cards. Justice means, you know what, maybe you don't know where you're going from here, and maybe you're having a difficulty in making this decision, but justice will be served. Things will be put back to balance. And then again we have Knave of Pentacles. So even if you don't make a decision, see, again, you're not feeling strong enough. And guess what? Oh, no, that's not the same one. This is basically saying, look, are you kind of like feeling a little bit too to yourself? Are you kind of adorning yourself and keeping everything you have protected? This is not only talking about money, but it could be about money. Like the strength means maybe you're overpowered, so you kind of like pull back to really protect yourself, because this is obviously protecting your own assets, and that of course can be money, but these could be emotions as well. But it looks like this is working, even though you don't feel strong enough. What is really working is like pentacles are being present. So it's this kind of like day-to-day thing. I have to focus to right now, and something in your environment is going to help, because there is the door opening for something new, right? Something has to die, something new is starting. So this is a good fit. So you are realizing that is the end of something, and you know, your friends, your family, even the special one is telling you, look, it is over. This just cannot be the way it was. It does feel like pretty bad, but this is also suffering that is more or less in your head, because you kind of created a fairy tale over that. It sometimes like reminds me of the person who is kind of feeling self-pity and putting like all the sad songs, or you know, like threatening with suicide, kind of like, you know, I cannot live without you, you have been the one, etc, etc. You know, the death card is saying get a grip, because the death card is not talking about totality. Death card is talking about that certain things, whatever it was not working. And not really, do you think the sadness was a good way of dealing with that, or that the third person was involved? And actually, I think you may have been the third person. Did that ever occur to you? Or maybe you were the one stepping out. So this is saying, look, stop it and build it. Build it properly, slowly. Get to know this person, right? And you kind of like, death is transformation from one phase to another. It's never going to be the same, even though you want it to be the same. Another karma card. Here we go. Look, we have the 2. And so this is telling me, even though you're still going and losing yourself in the past, something will start to happen. And Ace of Swords talks about cutting, like you want to get to the bottom of the issue, get to the truth, get to know it. You kind of like even want to win in a situation. Again, I see that motive of 3, and somebody is oblivious to how is this affecting 2 people, because one person thinks, oh, I'm so fantastic about this whole situation, and maybe, you know, there is like the end of that illusion. Something like this can actually work out. And I think this is where this is happening. You're kind of realizing, wait a minute, I have to love myself first. I have to be a friend to myself. I'm trying to gain this strength, right? Because strength here is reversed. So you could be overpowered or felt a little bit weaker in the situation. But in the end of this period, there is some kind of communication happening. So think romantic feelings. Again, look, you have so many kings here. This is even ridiculous. You have a King of Pentacles, then you have King of Cups, now you have King of Wands. And again, there is someone who is not available, guys. You have to learn this lesson. You're going back. You're not learning the lesson. Whew. Horoscope signs that I see. Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, Libra, water signs, Pisces in particular, then all earth signs, Taurus in particular, and then all air signs are pretty much everything, and Cancer. This is pretty much you. Well, let me just try to clarify a few things, because you obviously are set on going back. So we know the Cancer moves forward and then comes backwards. So why are you doing this when you are realizing there is the shift? Why are you doing this? Like, there are so many people involved. It could be actually even up to 4 people in here, because King of Wands reversed again is somebody who's who's telling you everything that they believe you want to hear, just to get really, really, really quickly what they want. So they do it by taking you out in a lavish way and presenting themselves in the best way. The King of Cups is the one who is going to kind of tank you up with the alcohol and kind of like try to bond with you. How are you feeling? And da da da. But truly, it is kind of like, what is in it for me? So let's see the few key things here. Okay, so this fell on these guys. So it was like some broken home. It could be that for some of you, you're like splitting from a relationship that you maybe had, that maybe wasn't a good fit, maybe kind of like you felt really wrong. So then you had over here, you had this King of Cups, but you also had this Knight of Cups over here. So yeah, it was something unlucky over here, like maybe it was harsh communication. So let's see, what is this King of Cups? This one wants to come out. See that King of Cups, maybe there is a person who really appeared to be nice, who maybe really thought things would work out, but kind of life happened. So why is this Queen of Wands reversed here? Why is this Queen of Wands reversed for Cancer? Yeah, see, you're trying to be a peacock, as I said. And like, it's too much on the outside, too much pride that happened, too much skin deep kind of things. So what is this King of Cups over here? What is this King of Cups? See, it's the hope. Yeah, that's what it is. Like, you're still hoping for something to happen. Okay, so let's see this karma card about something. You see, something you have to make a decision. You know you have to move forward, but in the end you're coming backward. You're going back. So what is this justice? What is this that is changing your mind on this? What is this karma card here for? Yeah, you see, somebody's coming back to your life, joyfulness, and going to feel this exhilaration. All of a sudden the sadness is going to be lifted, and you're going for the immediate fix, right? You are, I'm sorry to say, but you're simply a narco getting your fix, and it's going to be okay for the next 5 minutes, next hour, next day. It's going to start hurting all over again, where now you're like 1 day less into recovery. So what is this death? And this is what it's calling. Stop self-abusing yourself. And I think your friends are probably telling you just the same thing I'm telling you, but you're telling yourself heart wants what it wants. See something? Look, I have the Widower. Like, I mean, come on, you're getting this two same cards, kind of like not really letting go of this death. You know, something that was supposed to come out from the past didn't come out on the past. You're like getting lost in the past again. Look, here you have a friend forward, and here you have friend reversed, and some kind of consistency, kind of like you kind of like try to ground yourself, and this is kind of like this constancy over here that keeps telling you guys just keep going forward, but you kind of like you cannot bear things. You're not capable of bearing things. So let's see, what is this Ace of Swords going to do for you? Ace of Swords for Cancer. What is this Ace of Swords for Cancers? Wow. Again, there is somebody who possibly has a wife, or maybe you're the wife, who kind of is jealous or desperate about the situation. Let me see what it was. Oh, look, on the bottom you have Knave of Chalices. So the Knave of Chalices there, and there you have, like, I mean, Knight of Chalices. Again, some love offer not being accepted. So this kind of, again, this reunion is not happening, and you want it badly, or you want somebody badly, but somebody is in a way, and you're going to insist to get the truth about that. So this is good, and maybe this is how you're making yourself feel good. But the truth you are being told is not exactly the truth. You are being told something that you want to hear. So you're going to get these love messages. You're going to get somebody coming back to you. Keep in mind that these people will not stay. So protect yourself, Cancer. So I just want to see this Knight of Wands last here. Look, again, the marriage. Somebody's loyal to something else. So let's go back to totality. Let's go back feeling in the moment. Now I know why you got this card. You got this card because there was something in the past that felt really, really good and gave you almost like this teenager-like energy. And you are still remembering this energy. You're still going there. You want it. You want it. You want to feel it, right? You want to feel this joyfulness of it. You feel the justice hasn't been served because you didn't get it. But you know, this is a two-way street. Like, every person on that highway of love has the right to check out or to run out of gas. And this is what is talking about, that enjoy every moment. With this person right now, or these people, maybe you have more than one, you may have up to 3. Well, there is nothing serious happening. You have to learn how to protect yourself, how to guard yourself, and this is why you got this. And you have to do that by being very, very alert, right? How do you keep it? You don't keep it by sleeping. You keep it by being very alert, by trying to understand every step about that. Because this card here is actually this card here, right? So it is something that you already came in here realizing that you didn't have those boundaries, that it is like so easy to get out and that things go out of place entirely. So there is a reason why you got this card. Because look, the truth is that you really have to respect yourself. If you respect yourself, then you will not allow people who disrespect you come into your place, because they take a chip, like they take a little kind of piece of you, and the fabric of you really is never the same because of it. So don't give it to them. So you see, this totality is like about some kind of secret, still waiting for certain things to get lifted, and you're sad about it. Yeah, guys, I know healing heartache is hard, but one of the lessons in love is to protect yourself, is to kind of realize that even though sometimes it feels meant to be, if the circumstances tell you it's not meant to be, it's the best to walk away. Because the sooner you walk away, the sooner you'll heal and be able to find somebody else. And just trust me, there are many soulmates. That person is really not the one, because obviously either it's not a time in this lifetime, or it's not a time right now for you to continue. So easier said than done, don't suffer, but stay in the moment. Have this alertness. So Cancer, this is just a general reading. Your personal reading could be completely different, so keep this in mind. And yeah, for your personal reading, contact me via my website. You have the description box, my information, contact information. Also, please subscribe, like, share, then you're the first one to know when the new video is released. And next week they're monthlies, so even one more better reason to subscribe. Cancer, also please give me your comments. I really want to know what you think. I really want to know what's going on, because there's so many people here. Please give me your input. Your comments are really, really valuable to me. So thanks again for listening. You know I love you, and I wish you all the best in these 2 weeks. And don't forget, you still have to celebrate your birthday. Okay, take care. Love you.